years gave rise to universities that prioritize minimizing hurt feelings over pursuing truth, a continuation of the theme first addressed in Chapter 2, the Oppression Olympics, intersectionality, collective Munchausen, and the homeostasis of victimology, I'm a victim, therefore I am, and pious self-flagellating at the altar of progressivism. In this view, warped by outrage and resentment, the world is binary. You are either a noble victim, even if you have to make it up, or a disgusting bigot, even if you've never been one. Choose a side. Chapter 6 explores ostrich parasitic syndrome, OPS, a malady of disordered thinking that robs people of their ability to recognize truths that are as obvious as the existence of the sun. Science denialism is one manifestation of OPS, but there are many others. Those afflicted with OPS utilize a broad range of strategies to shelter themselves from reality, including the use of 6 degrees of faux causality, wherein countless ills are pinned wrongly on one's favorite culprit, such as climate change causes terrorism. I examine how OPS sufferers take imbecilic and at times suicidal positions regarding issues of civilizational import, including the root causes of global terrorism, the virtues of open borders, the apparent congruence between Sharia law and the United States Constitution, and the supposed racism of profiling. To document the pandemic of disordered thinking, without offering a way for people to inoculate themselves against these idea pathogens, would be insufficient. So in Chapter 7, while warning readers of various forms of faux profundity masquerading as truth, I examine how to seek truth via the assiduous and careful erecting of nomological networks of cumulative evidence. Finally, in the last chapter, I propose reasons that cause people to remain passive bystanders in the battle of ideas, and I suggest a course of action to turn the tide. Do not underestimate the power of your voice. Seismic changes start off as small rumbles. Get engaged in the battle for reason and freedom of thought and speech. Your voice matters. Use it. I am periodically challenged in my dogged efforts to combat the idea pathogens spread by social justice warriors. The criticisms usually take one of 2 related forms. 1. Professor Saad, are you not exaggerating the problem? After all, social justice warriors constitute a minority on most campuses. 2. Dr. Saad, why don't you tackle more important problems? Stop obsessing about some quack outliers. Your time would be better spent elsewhere. Discuss science. Teach us about your areas of scientific expertise. Let me tackle each position in turn, with the hope that my responses might compel some people who are quietly watching from the sidelines to join the battle of ideas. On September 11, 2001, 19 men, armed with nothing more than religious fervor and ideological zealotry, killed nearly 3,000 people and permanently altered the New York skyscape, if not our collective sense of security. The devastation inflicted by motivated terrorists can greatly exceed their number. Similarly, social justice warriors and their ilk are intellectual terrorists, and they can wreak havoc on reason and our public life, limiting people's willingness to speak and think freely without ever constituting a majority. On April 6, 2019, I posted the following message on my social media platforms. Some people are truly irredeemably clueless. They post comments attacking me for criticizing the SJW, social justice warrior, mindset, instead of supposedly tackling, quote, important matters. Yes, because having a set of idea pathogens take complete control over the minds and souls of millions of people in academia, government, companies, the media, and the general society in a manner that is akin to religious superstitious dogma is, quote, unimportant. Having anti-science, anti-reason nonsense taught to children in elementary schools is, quote, unimportant. Having governments and universities push policies that are antithetical to individual dignity and a meritocratic ethos is, quote, unimportant. There is nothing more important than fighting for freedom of speech, freedom of conscience,